Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609, just leaving the RV park here in Llano, Texas, which I will not be at much longer. I'll be leaving here in about, 8 to 10 days, going back out to New Mexico. And what I want to talk about this morning, while I'm taking my leisurely Sunday drive here, is RVing at the age of 75. Soon to be 76. What's it like? What's up and down and all the stuff? Well, let me give you a little background. I know most of you know the history of my channel pretty well because I go over it every now and then. But I'm going to wait here till these cars pass. There's two more coming. Usually there's no traffic, but they're having a gun show off to the left there at a big building. I think both those cars are going there. So we'll go. Anyway. Yeah, there's usually no traffic. But anyway, so, I started RVing, or actually I was living in an RV in 1993, and I went in the U.S. Peace Corps in 1994, and then I came back and bought me an RV, and that's been pretty much it. Ever since then, I've lived in RVs of some type, mainly travel trailers. Now I have a Class C motorhome, a Thor 4 Winds 22E, which is 24 feet long. How do I like the Class C motorhome? I like it a lot. I do. It's of all the RVs I've had, it's probably, at the time, all the RVs are, you have to kind of go back to that period. But for right now, age 75, the Class C motorhome works very well. But over the years, of course, I did camp in a car camp for a while, and a Toyota Prius. And it was, you had to be organized. But enough said, moving forward to RVing at age 75, as long as you've got your health, you're okay. You can do anything. You can be RVing at age 90 or 95, I guess. I don't know about 95. That might be pressing the envelope a little bit. But as long as you've got your health and your reflexes are good, your vision's okay, yeah, you're okay. You're good to go. Just don't be in a hurry, because you're going to make mistakes. You're going to forget things, because that's what happens as you get older. Your memory deteriorates, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's no pills you can take or anything else. So for me, it's kind of like being a race car driver or a professional athlete or whatever. When you're in the game or in the race, that's what you live for. All right, and it's the same way for me with RVing. The highs are actually planning a trip, driving on the trip, and the arrival actually is not the most exciting part. It's the whole it's the whole get up and get ready to go thing that is the adventure. And so what I'm doing now, since I no longer have a home base, and I may not be building a small home for quite some time, even though I have some lots in Llano, Texas that I could do that, I'll probably won't for a while. Why? Well, I want to check out my original lifestyle, which was full-time RVing. I mean, back before I had a home base, that's been about 17 years ago. Actually, I got my first home base near Kingsland, Texas about 17 years ago. But prior to that, I was just traveling around. I would stay at state parks, national parks, RV parks, boondock, whatever. And it was okay. At that time, it seemed like it was the thing to do, and I did it. And of course, there was no internet, and I won't bore you with all those gruesome details. But to find a site was not near as easy as it is now. There were no cell phones and any of that stuff either. No GPS, none of that crap. So for me now, all the conveniences provided by technology or technological improvements enable me to enjoy the experience even more than I did back when, or it seems like, because now I've got a cell phone, I can access the internet, I can do YouTube videos for entertainment if I choose to, and I mean watch YouTube videos, I don't mean do them. But so it adds a little flavor and enjoyment. And there are times, even when you're RVing, just like in a sticks and bricks home, that there's not a hell of a lot to do. Like if you find you a spot that you're going to be at for a full month, after a few days, you've pretty much checked everything out. You know what I mean? And then someone's going to say, well, why don't you just stay a few days? Well, then it becomes a matter of economics. Daily rates are $35 to $55 a day at an RV park, and some state parks, etc., are in that range. I don't know that they're that high, but anyway, they're expensive by the day. If you stay by the week, it's a little less, and if you stay by the month, that's the cheapest rate you can get in an RV park. And so that's what I normally do and will do now. That's my plan. But RVing for me is it's just become a total way of life. I mean I can travel it anywhere within reason in just a few minutes of preparation. Is that a good feeling? Yeah, it's really good, guys. I mean, I'm really looking forward to unhooking, I guess you'd say, from Llano, Texas, and floating around the western part of the United States again. I'll go to New Mexico. I've already found an RV park where I'll stay by the month, and how long I'll be there, I don't know. It depends. If it's a really nice place, I might stay there a few months. I don't know, because I'm free now to do anything I want to do. I can go to Arizona, Montana, Wisconsin, anywhere I want to go. Does that mean I will? No, I don't know. It just depends on, of course, gasoline prices are going up. We're looking at somewhere close to $3 a gallon average in the U.S. here in the next couple of months, probably. And we don't need to get into the reasons behind that, but enough said. But for me, at my age, 75, RVing is such a part of my life, and travel, living in the RV and experiencing different environments, meeting new people and so forth, is it's just okay. It makes me feel good. I kind of get depressed after a month or so in one spot now. Does that mean that, well, I don't know if it'll always be that way. It may be. But right now, I just enjoy the fact that I can start up my motorhome, hook up my tow vehicle, my Spark, which gets 47 miles a gallon. Right now, it's 47.3, and go. And it's not that expensive. That's going to be a question somebody's going to bring up. At my age, 75, is it expensive to live full-time on the road? And the answer for me is no. I do not stay at RV resorts, which are expensive. I also don't do a lot of driving. In other words, I'll drive, like when I leave here to go to New Mexico, it'll be 500 miles to my destination. That's going to cost me roughly 150 bucks in gas. But that'll be good for a full month. In other words, that if I stay in the RV park for a month, my traveling expense, my Class C motorhome gasoline cost for that month will be $150, and then whatever I use in the Chevy Spark for going to get groceries and miscellaneous little trips and stuff, probably 30-40 bucks a month. So we're looking at $200 a month, probably average gasoline expense. And gasoline is one of your biggest expenses, whether you're towing a travel trailer, a fifth wheel, or you're in a motorhome, or even if you have a van. If you're traveling a lot, it can be, even at 18 miles a gallon, it can be costly. And then of course your camp fees, they'll average, with electricity included, you're looking at an average of probably, on the low end, $300 a month, on the high end, $500 a month. That's for me. Now, I know there's some that are a little less and some that are more expensive, but that's kind of my range. So I just budget an average of $500 a month for camping fees, and it may be less, but I budget that, so I've got a target. And as far as gasoline, I budget $200 a month for gasoline, so there's $700. And then your food and your other expenses are whatever they are for you. And of course, you got your cell phone, your car insurance, and all that stuff. And if you have any mechanical issues, you got to add that on top. But at my age now, since I am retired and drawing Social Security, I can actually live full-time in an RV and travel at the level I just explained, and my Social Security will cover all of those expenses, okay? And anything I make on YouTube or Amazon, using the Amazon link, that just is a bonus, and then that just enables me to do other things, like possibly build me a small cabin and other things. And that's really it, guys. As far as planning trips and stuff, I don't do a lot of planning. I know some people do, and make reservations and stuff. Of course, I do make reservations now because it's gotten a little more crowded out there. I didn't many years ago. I just show up and get one of the first come, first served sites. But based on what I've seen and found out on my own, that's not going to happen much today. If you go to a site that is even reasonably popular, it's going to be packed. So, but yeah, what I'm going to try this time, a little different, is rather than going to the state parks, national parks, and boondocking and stuff, I'm going to try a blend of living in RV parks by the month and state parks a week or two at a time, and just kind of use that as the mix going forward and see how that works out, because that will enable me to travel anywhere in the USA. I can come back to Texas anytime, the Christmas, Thanksgiving stuff. And then if it gets a little cold, I can go further south in Texas, go down to Lake Zapata for a month or two. So anyway, for me, RVing, see, all of that explains what RVing means to me at age 75. It means I'm free to do whatever I want to do at whatever speed I choose to do it. See, I'm by myself. I don't have a wife, a dog, a chicken, or a pet hippopotamus. It's just me. I make all the decisions here. This is a 100% dictatorship. And do I change my mind? Yeah, all the time. Do I make mistakes? Well, not many. I do make them, though. I mean, we all do. We're all human. And yeah, but it means life to me now. I mean, of course, being in the heat in Texas actually is depressing naturally. The humidity combined with the heat or the temperature it just makes you feel kind of down. But when you go somewhere like New Mexico, where the humidity, or Arizona, Nevada, wherever you want to go, where the humidity is much lower, and you get up in the elevation, say above 4,000 feet, then you're going to feel pretty good. You're going to have a little spring in your step, and that's what I look forward to, because I just came back. I've only been back from Capitan, New Mexico for a month. And, I know you wake up in the morning there and the temperature is 58 degrees and it's crisp. It's like a fall day in Texas, it's like November, and so you just kind of bounce around and you don't work up a sweat. You just feel good all over more than anywhere else. So overall, and again, 75 is basically a function of health. There's a lot of things I can't do. I'll be matter of fact with you on that. If I have to do a repair on my RV, then I can't do it. I'm not going to climb up on the roof and replace a vent, or I'm not going to climb up under it anymore, even though I have, and check for a rattle or something. No, that's history, man. I just reach in my pocket and start handing out those $20 bills to some young Turk that needs the money, and they get their flexible body up under there and fix whatever I need fixed. And if I have any issues with tires or mechanical breakdowns, I've got Good Sam roadside, the Max plan. They'll even send my body back to Texas if I die in another state for free. And they've got a lot of benefits on their Max plan. It costs me, I don't know, $120 a year, which is, it's $10 a month. Is it worth it? I haven't used it. so I can't really tell you. But so you need that as you get. I recommend those things as you get older. And also, I carry two types of cell phones. I have a CDMA and a GSM, which is basically one is with Verizon or Visible Wireless, and the other one is with AT&T or the Sprint T-Mobile stuff, which is GSM. So that if I'm in an area where I don't have a Visible Wireless connection, I can use the other phone. It's called Red Hat, I think. It's the plan. I think it cost me, I don't remember. It's cheaper than dirt, $40 a year. So I just keep that going as a backup in case I'm in an area where I only have an AT&T signal and have a breakdown. But again, the meaning of RVing for me is enjoying it, having everything I need in case of an emergency, like roadside service and stuff. And in a motorhome, the good thing is that you're fully self-contained. I've got a 4,000 watt generator, so that as long as the motor starts, if I have to wait for the emergency service people on the side of the road in a hot area, like the temperature is hot, then I can turn on the air conditioner and be sitting there in air-conditioned comfort waiting for the guy to come fix the tire or whatever it is, or tow the vehicle, you see. As long as the motor will start. Well, actually, not even that. The generator will start and run off the gas tank. I forgot that. You don't even need the RV engine at all. But what else can I tell you guys? RVing at age 75 for me means life. Okay? Without it, it would be, I can't even imagine. I can't, and that's why, I'm really, I go on and off about building this house, because, I was fixing to say it, I can't really imagine living in a house, that's nailed to the ground or a foundation. And so that's kind of where I am on that. But I know at some point, I think, assumption's the mother of all mistakes, but I assume that, somewhere down the line, I'm going to wake up and say, you better shut her down, boy. And at that point, is the solution going to be an RV park? It could be. There's nothing wrong with RV parks. Now, admittedly, some of them are what they are. If you get in between two RVs in that type of situation where you've got barking dogs on each side, yeah, that's not good. No, because see, they won't bark when the owners are there, and the owners will say, "Hell, our dogs don't bark." Yeah, they bark. They bark when you're not here. You leave to go shopping or whatever, and every little movement sets the dog off. Bark, 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 bark. But anyway, you all got any of you that's ever stayed in RV parks know the drill, and yeah, that can be an issue. But if I find, as I get older, I'll make those decisions as I get older. My God, how old is old? To me now, 150. That's how old it is. So, yeah, but for me, guys, it's just freedom. I just feel so good now. Before I made the decisions to start traveling again, I was actually going to stay here in Llano, Texas, at the RV park until that small home was built, which may have been like March or April of next year, if then. And so, we're looking at 9 or 10 months of being in that RV park, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to do that, and I'm not. I'm going to go to New Mexico, and then where will I go from there? I don't know. I may get to this one spot that I've picked and say, this is really good. I feel really great here. The temperature, the climate, the winters are okay, blah, 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 because that's why I'm going to check this place out. And I say, well, why don't you just stay here in the RV park? Why not? And that's a good question to ask. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And sometimes if it is broke, be careful. So here we go, guys. Anyway, I'll end this video here in a minute. I think we've gone about 20 minutes. But overall, for you guys that are contemplating starting a new lifestyle by full-time RVing, would I recommend it? And the answer is no. because I don't know you, and it's not because I'm saying that it's not good, a good way of life. It is for me. Now, what it's going to be for you is the question. You see what I mean? There's a big difference. You know, you can watch somebody fly an airplane and think, boy, that'd be fun, and then you fly it and you can't get your hands off the wheel. You know what I mean? You know. Or you know, you see all these neat things and then you try them and they don't work out too well. RVing is no different. It depends on you. And it also depends on how lucky you are in the early days of your adventure. If you start off RVing, however, in whatever type of vehicle you want to choose, and your experiences for the first 30 days or 60 days are good, in other words, the state park you went to was nice, it was quiet, and the insects didn't eat you up, or you went to an RV park and it was okay, and you went to another one and it was okay, and you got off to a good, positive start, then that means a whole lot. But if you get off to a slow start, where everything's gone to hell, you have blowouts and your car came off you were towing a car and it came loose, or you were towing an RV and it came loose. You know, those are things that will give you a real bad attitude towards RVing that will be hard to get over. You know, it's kind of like beginning life. You know, if you start off as a child and you're in a good environment, there's a good chance you're going to do pretty well the rest of your life. But if you start off in a rough situation, good luck. And it's the same way, guys. So for those of you that are contemplating doing this, and for those of you that are just starting out, my recommendations there, because I made these mistakes, you know, take less stuff. You don't need much. Okay, that's one thing. Get rid of a ton of junk. Step 2, go slow. I mean, don't be in a hurry. Don't rush. Even if you've got, see, like my first drive, when I leave out of here next week, or the first week of July, my first drive is going to be about an 8-hour drive. I mean, I could cut that in half by staying somewhere on the way, but, you know, I mean, once you're on the road, you know, I mean, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I can do that, you know, I mean, because now in the Class C, if I want to, I can pull over, run the air conditioner, take a short nap, and then go again. And have I done that? Yeah, I've done that, and it ain't bad at all. I like the hell out of it. So that's what I'll do, and then that way I skip a night, so to speak, staying somewhere, because I'd have to stay in a state park, because I don't do roadside parks or Walmart unless I just have to. So that's that. But yeah, so anyway, guys, for those of you wanting to check out the RV lifestyle, I would highly recommend checking it out. Now, whether you end up doing it full-time, part-time, or no time, that's up to you. Because RVing for me is life. And having said that, thumbs up, guys. Carpe diem means seize the day in Latin. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want, anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because it doesn't cost you a penny. Just click on the link, go to Amazon, buy whatever you choose. Amazon takes care of me, doesn't cost you a thing. And what else, guys? I'm going to turn around up here somewhere and head back. So enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your life, guys. Drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, and stand guard at the door of your mind. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.